Hello everyone, greetings from Kharkov, Ukraine. My name is Svetlana Mucha and I am the leading matchmaker and dating coach at Diolli.com. Diolli.com is a premium boutique matchmaking service that specializes in introducing truly romantic and exceptional singles who believe that love knows no borders and nationalities. Today I have prepared a very unusual topic for you. We will discuss how to plan your first trip to Ukraine. Since you are at this channel, I believe that you want to combine sightseeing with meeting beautiful Ukrainian ladies. So I will try to give you tips how to do both. I believe the biggest mistake that so many gentlemen, especially gentlemen from United States, usually make, they underestimate the size of Ukraine. Guys, Ukraine is like 2 Germanys or 4 Englands if we compare it by the size. So if you plan to see all the sites and to go to Kharkov, Odessa, Kiev, Lviv during one trip, that's a bit optimistic. First of all, think about locations that you want to visit. Let's assume you want to go to Kiev and Lviv. How will you get from Kiev to Lviv? How much time and money are you ready to invest into this trip? For example, you can take a flight, you can take a train, or you can rent a car, or maybe you want to take a bus. It is better to plan it beforehand. The cheapest variant would be to take a bus or a train. But now there is actually this really good domestic flight company called Windrose, and you can really travel on a budget. For example, this summer the ticket from Kharkov to Odessa, one-way trip, costed about $50, and it was like 1-hour flight. If, for example, you were to take a train from Kharkov to Odessa, it would take you almost a day. With the car, I think 12 or 14 hours, so like 1-hour flight for $50. It's not very expensive. Just Google Windrose. Pay attention if luggage is included, because they have different promotions, and since it is a low cost, a domestic low cost, it is important to check if there is luggage included. Otherwise, you will have to pay extra in the airport. Also, they have online check-in, and if you haven't done it beforehand, I think they give like 48 hours to do it. They will charge you 20 euros right in the airport for printing your ticket. So make sure you do it online. Of course, when you are looking for the plane tickets, or for example for train tickets, you have to keep in mind season, because there can be high season, low season, so of course prices will be different, and sometimes they simply run out of tickets. So it is so much better, so much safer and smarter to plan your trip in advance. Another important moment that I want you to pay attention on is language. If you're traveling to, let's say, Kiev or Kharkov, big cities, or for example popular resort destinations like Odessa or Lvov, then it won't be a problem for you to meet people in the downtown, students, foreign students, people who work for big international companies who speak English. Also in the restaurants, hotels, people will speak the language. But if you're planning to visit Chernigov, Poltava, Kherson, Nikolaev, Ternopil, Mariupol, and other small towns, chances that you will run into someone who speaks the language are like that slim. So get your smartphone ready to use Google Translator. Otherwise, you will be in trouble. Internet. Of course, you can buy a local SIM card, or you can check the plan with your mobile operator. My clients usually tell me that it is actually easier for them to use their mobile operator and not to switch numbers, since it's not that expensive, but you have to check with your mobile operator beforehand. When I travel, usually I never buy SIM cards except from Maldives, because they are like internet, like roaming, it was crazy expensive. So usually I just use my Kyivstar, and I think I pay like $20 or $40 after the trip for all the internet I have used. In Ukraine, you will find Wi-Fi almost everywhere, like most of restaurants, cafes, even in parks you can find Wi-Fi, so it's not going to be a problem. Another really popular question: what about money exchange? Guys, first of all, like in Kharkov, I almost never have cash on me anymore, and I have just my iPhone and I use Apple Pay or iPay, and in all the places, even tiny coffee shops, I pay with my phone. Of course, you can also leave tips with your iPhone. If you use Visa or MasterCard, you also won't have any problems. Of course, if you travel to Western Ukraine, for example, you're visiting really small villages and they are very beautiful there in the mountains, maybe you will need some cash, but it is not a problem to really withdraw cash. So many bank terminals and in every bank, and you can do that. You can check the exchange rate online, and in most of the banks the exchange rate is almost the same, so it's not like the difference will be drastic and you will lose lots of money. You won't need that much cash. With American Express it can be trickier in smaller cities, but in Kiev and in Kharkov they accept even that, so Visa and MasterCard are usually safer. Also, you have asked so many times if there is like a travel guide or which video channel you should watch before traveling to Ukraine. Of course, I recommend to check our Ukraine city tours, though we don't post as many videos as we want to. Like, our main channel keeps us busy and our matchmaking business keeps us busier. We are really busy scheduling the dates and we are happy to do that. Though still you can find some really interesting video there. Also, you can check Orel and Reshka. It is a TV show. You can dial it on YouTube, Orel and Reshka Ukraine, and watch how they show Ukrainian cities, which places they attend. You can do the translation with the subtitles. I guess you can get English subtitles, so it's quite informative. If you plan to rent a car in Ukraine, especially in winter, pay attention on tires. In winter you have to book a car with winter tires. And of course, before you leave your country and travel to Ukraine, make sure you check the weather forecast. Actually, it has happened so many times when we were telling a client from Holland, for example, from Singapore, that it is way colder in Ukraine in March or in February, so please bring warm clothes. And what we get in result, a client from Holland shows up wearing really thin loafers, and he literally can't walk from the airport to the car because like the ground is covered with ice and it is so slippery, so we had to take him buy new shoes. For example, our client from Singapore, he was wearing a hoodie. It snows. No parka, just a hoodie. So right from the airport we took him shopping for a parka. Of course, it's not a problem to buy winter clothes here, but if you travel to have dates, especially if you're a Diolli.com client, you won't have much time for that because you will be busy dating. So make sure you bring enough warm clothes if you're traveling in winter, because guys, sniffing and coughing on a date, it's not sexy. Please be healthy and keep yourself warm. And of course, some dating tips for you. Cupid is always on duty. Not so long ago, several of our viewers have visited our office, and one of the gentlemen told me that, oh, I want to surprise a lady. I have met her on Facebook, and another lady, I have met her online, so actually they don't know that I'm here. I will just tag them later today and see who is actually free to meet me. That's such a bad idea. Well, surprises can be nice. If you want to surprise a lady, bring her a box of chocolate or maybe a souvenir from your city, but like showing up without discussing with her the meeting, it's not a good idea, especially if we are talking about the first meeting. Just imagine, she has plans, for example, she has booked a vacation with her friend, with her sister. She already has tickets to go to Egypt or to go to Turkey, and then a guy she has talked online for a few weeks shows up. What will she choose? Of course, she will go on her vacation. She won't cancel her plans. Or for example, she has planned to dye her hair on the weekend, do her nails, go shopping, etc., visit her parents in another town, or her parents are coming over, or literally she is not in the mood to meet someone on this exact weekend. So if you're flying over to meet ladies, plan the meeting beforehand and make sure she knows that you are traveling over. But if you have decided just to show up and to surprise a girl you have been talking online to for a few weeks or even a few months, Well, try to be not too surprised or disappointed that she already has plans and she's not that excited. Surprises should be smart. Guys, I hope it was helpful, and I hope these tips will help you to make your trip more pleasant and more efficient. I wish you only fantastic time in Ukraine and of course really romantic dates with the right ladies. Svetlana Mukha, especially for Diolli.com.